Today we're drawing a realistic object. So I'm standing up here with all of my objects trying to decide what would be the best thing for me to draw today. Creepy trees? Don't pick something too easy. You won't learn anything from drawing something easy. An alligator head? That might have a little too much detail for today. Drawing comes with practice, so if something's a little too hard now, don't worry, you'll get there. An old-fashioned telephone? That's kind of cool. How about this thing? I don't know what it is. Something else to think about when you're choosing your object is how well other people are going to recognize it. If I chose to draw Chester here, even if I drew him perfectly, no one would really know. It might be better to pick one of these bottles here because everybody knows what a bottle looks like. That's kind of neat. I remember these used to fit. These funny guys could be fun. How about a globe? It's like a map, but in its true form. Miniature garbage cans? Some people like to draw the plants, leaves, and flowers that they find outside in nature. So go find an object that's just right for you to draw, and come back when you're ready to start drawing it. Hey, I found my trusty coffee cup. We're only gonna need paper and pencils. If you're like me, you use the erasers up a lot, so I also bring an eraser. To draw our object, my object is a coffee cup. The first thing I'm gonna do is just draw the shape of the cup, which is a cylinder. I'm not gonna make the coffee cup so big that it fills up the entire piece of paper because I wanna have a little bit of room for the table and I wanna have a little bit of room for the handle that comes out. So I'm making it big, but I'm still leaving space for other things. We always start general so that we can fix mistakes as we go along. So here I have the handle for my coffee cup, and I can kind of use the coffee cup to measure things. Like putting the handle here showed me that maybe this cup is not as tall as it needs to be. So I need to make the cup a little bit taller. And I also made it a little bit thinner on the bottom. I didn't notice that until I tried to figure out how to get this handle in here. Another big detail is this lid. You know, it's round, but it also has like another opening inside of it. Now it looks like it's standing on the table. So these are the basic details. It's tempting to start adding the small details early because they're kind of the funnest part. But it's a lot wiser for your artwork to save those for the end. So here it is with most of the details in. You can see that certain areas like right here are really complicated. So I started out just with the shape and then I just look very closely at my object to try to figure out how these lines work. So those kind of things, they just come with practice. You have to look really closely at the object to try to pick up all of those details. And really, the more details you add, the better it's gonna look because it's all of the details working together that make it look realistic. Then I can start shading things in. Like this little shape that I drew over here is actually a reflection of this handle. So it's really dark. Shading and coloring things in is kind of like the last step in the process. When I get to this detail stage, this is also when I start thinking about the lines that I'm using. I began by sketching with lots of light, thin lines, but as I get to the detail part and I start putting things in that are dark, I'm gonna have to start using dark lines. And in some places, like down here, you can see that this line is thicker because this is an indentation that's on the cup. So like this line is thick because it's an actual line on the cup, but this line right here is thin and light because it's just the edge of a shadow or reflection. All right, and here's the finished picture of my coffee cup. I started with the big details like the basic shape and the large parts before I start working on the small details. And if you look really closely, you'll see that a lot of the details are just lines. You can do a lot with lines. Remember, practice will lead to better drawings, and you'll be able to spot those details that'll make it look more realistic. I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this drawing. Bye.